Mazuma TV back in the building, man. What's going on, y'all? Shout out to Mazuma Nation. Shout out to the Mazuma Mob. We in the building as always, man. Back at y'all with a second video of the day, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive day, man. Shout out to the nation. Shout out to the mob. Thank God it's Friday, man. I hope y'all have a great weekend as well. Let's talk about this whole situation that's going on between Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez. You know what I mean? There's been a lot of back and forth lately, especially with Canelo Alvarez, because there's been a lot of press around him regarding exactly what his next move is. When I first had started hearing about Canelo Alvarez's situation, it had started pretty much when he had went on this Mexican channel to make this big announcement. Turns out the big announcement was that people in Mexico are going to continue watching his fights for free, which is a big deal in Mexico, you know what I mean? Because he is the biggest star out of Mexico, and a lot of people want to tune in and watch him. So the fact that they're able to watch this man for free is dope, you know what I mean? As it continued to go on, he didn't exactly announce who his opponent is yet, but he reassured everybody that it would not be a Mexican, it'll be an American. So since then, PBC has come out and said, according to reports, that they're willing to give Canelo Alvarez a bag around $35 million. But it would have to be against Jaime Munguia. They will not be giving him this bag against Jamal Charlo, simply because they believe the Jaime Munguia fight will sell more than the Jamal Charlo fight, which I completely agree with. But like I've said about Canelo Alvarez in the past, he likes to do things his way, and usually when they try to force him to do something, he's the type to rebel against it. You know what I'm saying? That's just who Canelo Alvarez has been since he's claimed the throne for like most popular fighter in the sport. You know what I'm saying? Since Mayweather retired pretty much. So now there's some reports that's going on lately that David Benavidez, somebody who's been waiting for the Canelo Alvarez opportunity for a very long time, but just hasn't been able to get lucky in that situation, has come out and said that he's moving up to 175. He's moving up to 175 in the WBC final title eliminator, I believe, against Alexander Volzdik, somebody who was WBC world champion at one point, defeated Adonis Stevenson, ended up losing to Artur Beterbiev at one point. They're going to be fighting, and whoever's the winner between Benavidez and Alexander Volzdik will be mandated to face the winner of Bivol and Beterbiev, which is a massive opportunity, man. And you already know that David Benavidez just wants to prove that he's the best and be involved in the biggest fights possible, because he wants to be a legend, man. He wants to be a Hall of Famer. He wants to go down as one of the greats. You can see by how the way he's moving, how the way he's willing to challenge Canelo Alvarez, how he's willing to face anybody in the division. And it seems like he's looking to do the same thing at 175, right? So that let me know, in a sense, that David Benavidez and his team believe they'll never get the Canelo Alvarez opportunity, so they're not going to continue waiting for him, which I believe is a great move. You know what I mean? There's no point in stalling out your career for one man, similar to what Isaac Cruz was doing to Gervonta Davis at one point until the Rolly Romero fight came, similar to how Triple G started his career out to get those few fights with Canelo Alvarez. There's no need to do that. You know what I mean? You got your own career, you got your own lane, and you gotta get your name, you gotta build your name out of the mud, man. You know what I mean? And I like that David Benavidez is taking this approach. All right, he don't want to fight me, I'm gonna just continue moving on. You know what I'm saying? But there's been a little rumor that's been circulating where Samson Lukowicz has said that they were ready to offer Canelo $55 million to face David Benavidez next. You see what I'm saying? Which is a huge bag. But then when you look back at the past, PBC had offered Canelo Alvarez $50 million to face David Benavidez at one point, and he turned it down and went on to do a fight with DAZN for around the same price. You see what I'm saying? Against a guy who wasn't on David Benavidez level, or guys that weren't on David Benavidez level. You feel what I mean? So it seems like they upped the price just a little bit more, $55 million for his next fight against David Benavidez. And if that's true, you know what I mean? That's a substantial bag. And if that'll get Canelo Alvarez to fight, then it's clear that the man is fearful of David Benavidez. That's just my honest opinion. I apologize if I offend anybody, but that's just the reality of the situation in my head. Now, Eddie Reynoso has came out since then and said that he hasn't received an offer for $55 million yet. So he's essentially calling Samson Lukowicz a liar. You know what I'm saying? He's pretty much calling him a liar, saying we didn't receive that bag. And he says that he finds it distasteful that Samson Lukowicz and them are considering Canelo Alvarez a scared fighter when he's went on to face Mayweather, Cotto, Triple G, Bivol, and stuff like that. So he's pretty much saying like, yo, how can you call us fearful when we took on all these big challenges? Now, I could easily crack that theory, you know what I'm saying? Definitely say why he took this fight and all that stuff. But, you know, I'm not here to really bash Canelo Alvarez right now. So that's what Eddie Reynoso is saying. And then since then, it's been a little bit quiet. You feel what I mean? But, man, at this point in time, I think it's pretty clear that Canelo Alvarez he don't want nothing to do with David Benavidez, man. He wants zero smoke. He don't want any type of confrontation. He don't want no fucking gas with David Benavidez, bro. That's clear as day. And I think that Benavidez shouldn't even be waiting for Canelo Alvarez any longer. You know what I mean? The people know what the situation is at the end of the day. You know what I mean? They teams know what's going on at the end of the day. Canelo Alvarez wants these big bags to face minimal opposition, man. That's just what it is. He wants to get the highest reward for the lowest risk. That's the point of time. That's the type of time that Canelo Alvarez is at this point. And I think that he understands that if he faces David Benavidez, it's going to be a higher risk. You know what I mean? And like I've been saying, man, Canelo Alvarez does not want to lose to another Mexican. He would rather lose to somebody like Bivol or anybody that's not of Mexican descent, because he understands that if he loses to a Mexican, he will no longer be that top guy at Mexico boxing. You know what I mean? It'll be a passing of the torch, and that'll hurt Canelo's pride for him to have to do that. You know what I mean? That's why he's been saying that he don't want to fight no Mexican fighters. You know what I mean? I think that's Jaime Munguia included. I think that Jaime Munguia is a lot more beatable than David Benavidez, but I don't think that Canelo Alvarez wants to take that chance at this point in time, man. I think he wants to continue fighting these low-level guys. He wants to take advantage of Jermall Charlo, who's clearly not okay at this point in time. You know what I mean? He's not mentally well. It seems like he has some underlying issues that aren't 100% taken care of yet. But Canelo Alvarez don't care, because at the end of the day, when the textbook is written 20, 30 years down the line, they're just going to say Canelo Alvarez defeated two-division world champion Jermall Charlo. Nobody's going to be looking for context or anything like that. You see what I mean? So that's the type of time that Canelo Alvarez is on, man. Benavidez, keep doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? Keep building your name. And when you move up to 175, don't make the mistake of going back down to 68 to face Canelo Alvarez. Once you go up there, you stay up there. I'm sure you're going to feel a lot better. You're going to feel a lot stronger. You're going to feel a lot healthier with the weight cut. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. So that's my take on this whole situation, man. There's a lot of back and forth between Benavidez team and Canelo Alvarez's team. But it looks like the Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez fight is dead in the water, man. So y'all let me know what y'all think. This is Mazuma TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm out of here, man. Peace.